Hey my loves, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Love Collective. So this week we are discussing habits. So in one of my videos, I discussed effective habits that you can practice, every single day in order to create just a better space, a better mental space, and a better business space for you, if you will. In this session, I'm going to be discussing something slightly different, which is millionaire habits and just different sort of like rituals that millionaires practice for the most part that has led them into the sort of professional success that they're in today. Now, the first thing that I want you guys to recognize and fully understand is that our habits directly impacts our level of success. So your habits are directly proportionate to just how successful you truly are. And if you're not successful, if you don't consider yourself quote unquote successful in the environment that you're in, then you really have to look at your habits. You have to look at your standards for yourself and truly assess what you need to change in order to grow and become the person that you want to become. And for that, you need to be persistent and you also need to be patient. One of the things that I've learned is that the rich really do understand that all good things take time. Like this earth was not built in a day, and neither was the United States. Like if we really look at the trajectory of just about absolutely anything, like even a child, like it still takes patience and it takes persistence to just conceive a kid and then create a world for them. So understanding that all good things really do take time is very, very important sort of habit for us to start forming from our right now. Number 2 is millionaire habits. A lot of millionaires and very successful people, they practice being specific, meaning goals. So what are your goals? I want to encourage you guys to use the platform SMART goals. So think about specific, is it measurable, is it achievable, is it realistic, and is it timely? Meaning whatever goal you have, I highly, highly encourage you guys to set a time frame and then just create some sort of like plan, that will lead you in towards that direction, because you have to become outcome oriented. And if you're not, then that's a habit that I would highly encourage that you will start forming, So my number 3 is that a lot of millionaires have practiced and a lot of entrepreneurs practice is that they work to learn. They don't just work to make money. That was something that in the past year I had to learn for myself. I had to personally surrender like this view of, okay, like I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna work. But that was so unsatisfying to me, because I wanted to be in a space where everything that I was doing was completely intentional. And that led me to surrendering, the job that I had at Starbucks, and to look at something like an internship, because even though an internship might not pay me as much, or maybe I could not do the same sort of hours, I was still getting paid and I was still learning. I think that for me was super, super important, was the fact that whatever space that I'm in, I'm always learning something that is going to propel me into the level of success that I want. And that really comes down to intentionality, which is another habit that a lot of entrepreneurs and very successful people practice every day. And I would want to encourage you guys to become more intentional, and intentionality can be from like the very smallest things to, like being very intentional about the glasses or the jewelry or like the type of jacket that you're wearing, to being intentional about the books and like the cars and the type of relationships that you are fostering. There's another part that I would want to encourage you guys is to really assess the relationships that you have and really look at the people for who they are, not just for what you're receiving from them. If you're not successful, you have to recognize that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So if you're doing all these things and like you have changed your habits, and let's say you're not still on the level of success that you want, then maybe look at the people that you have around you, because maybe that cohort of quote unquote friends, they're not necessarily putting you in the space of like true and authentic success that you truly want. So always remember that you are the average of the 5 people that you dedicate your time to the most. So become intentional about the sort of time that you are dedicating, because it does matter. It does matter. I want to encourage you guys to get a mentor. It's something that I did myself, and I kid you guys not, it has facilitated my personal growth and also my business growth. You know, like the way that I saw business and the way that I understood things was from a very elementary, point of view, until finally I had someone that had a very long, very successful trajectory kind of teach me and educate me, power relations between people and like power relations between government. And it's not easy, and it definitely does take time. But what would take me like 2 years to learn by myself, like took me like 6 months to learn with a mentor. So always think about, what do you truly want? What are your goals and how you can attain them? And the last one that I want to leave you guys with is, always write down your goals and a course of action. So don't just write the goal, like write the goal and then how you're going to achieve that goal, which comes back to, using the template of SMART goals to just help alleviate, like a little bit of maybe that fear and that anxiety of like sitting down and writing. But it comes down to that real first step, which is you have to be patient and persistent and understand that your habits directly do impact your level of success. And actually, another thing that I want to leave you guys with is delayed gratification. I think, and I'll say particularly for me, I had to learn how to delay gratification, how to not just as soon as I got a paycheck, like spend it, on like whatever I thought that was like really cute. I had to become a lot more intentional about how I was spending my money. And through that, I discouraged that I spent a lot of money on my liabilities and I wasn't putting enough, towards my assets and things that was going to help me grow financially and honestly, like personally, because you cannot have one without the other. So by me just delaying gratification in one area, I started delaying gratification in other areas. And it just has helped me become, more patient with myself, more patient with my friends and my family and the people that are around me. So by changing, like all these little things and becoming a lot more intentional and honestly just raising your standards for yourself, we have to. At some point in our lives, we're going to have to do that assessment. So why not start right now? Why not start today? If you want to get something, you can get it. It's really about your belief and being intentional and just going out there and getting it and not giving up on yourself. Never ever give up on yourself. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed this week and these sessions. I will continue on educating myself and I will continue on facilitating the sort of education that I have learned because I love you guys and I want you guys to always stay true and always stay as authentic as possible. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. I will see you guys next time on the Love Collective. Mwah. Bye.